Happy baby wearing week. It is Wednesday, which means we are on our third day of sharing our favorite carriers here at MommyCon. And today we get to talk about a brand that I personally got to use with my firstborn and my second, which is Moby. Moby is synonymous with wrap. And a lot of times I hear parents even just say, oh, that's a Moby. And it might even be a different brand. So they are best known for their stretch wraps that are just so cuddly soft for you to wear with your newborn. And we're going to talk about the Evolution Moby Wrap, and then we're also going to talk about the Moby FIT. So if you are coming and joining us now, just so you know, we've been giving away carriers all week long, and Michelle, who you'll hear pop in, say hi, Michelle.
Hey!
She's going to be posting the link and the blog post as well as the giveaway information once the live is done. But part of entering to win is you must give us all the love, share this with your friends, and make sure that if there's any new parents that you know that they're tuning in and that they are entering to win one of these two carriers. We are so excited about it. We get to be giving away a Moby Evolution Wrap and a Moby FIT. So the first thing I wanted to share before I go into the demos of how to use these carriers is when I was a first-time mom with my son Atticus, which is now going to be 7 years ago. So back in the dark ages of baby wearing, where the options were super limited and carriers were a lot harder to get your hands on, I was using a Moby Wrap, and mine was plain black, and I remember he was a November 30th baby, so late, or I should say like early December is when we, we're home and we're getting into the swing of things. We normally took trips in December, but we decided to, of course, stay home because we had this adorable newborn. And with the holidays, there was lots of meal prep and there were people to entertain, and I needed to be hands-free. And here I was as this new mom, and there was all this fabric, and I watched the videos, and it wasn't intuitive right away, but once I got it right, it was so snuggly, and it felt like I could do anything as a new mom because I could now have my baby in comfort. He was no longer crying, and I was also able to be hands-free. I did many loads of laundry with him strapped to me, to my chest, in a Moby. So Moby is always going to have a really special place in my heart. And it's also going to have a special place in my heart because I got to see the company evolve over the last few years at MommyCon. So they've been coming to our events now pretty much since the get-go. I think their first event with us was in LA in 2013, and that was the year we started. So if you were at that event, share that you were there. A lot of the California folks probably are just waking up for the day. But if you're in California, hi, and if you're in New York, hello too. So let me show you how to use these carriers, and if you have questions, please feel free to ask. Michelle, is there any questions right off the bat?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Oh, yeah.
Is there an easy way to get my daughter to love it? She was saying, I tried, my daughter was not happy.
Oh, so first thing first, I don't know your daughter's age. However, let's just assume that she's a newborn and you're trying to use the wrap or any carrier for that matter. One of the things that I see happen more often than not is when you're a first-time parent or even a second or third-time around parent, but when you're trying a carrier for the first couple times, it's such a natural position to have your child on your chest. However, it's not the most intuitive when you're trying to figure out how to use the carrier. So my key to success in wearing and keeping baby comfortable is that you're doing constant movement. Baby wants to feel the sway. So you'll probably see this at MommyCon a lot, where you look in the back of the session room and everyone's doing the mom sway or the dad sway, right? It's just that back and forth motion so baby feels that constant movement just like they did in the womb. A little bit of bouncing also goes a long way, and make sure that when you're getting baby in, that you're keeping them really close to your chest so they can hear your heartbeat, and that will typically provide that reassurance they need. And then if for some reason it's still not working out, I think one of the best resources available, if you can make it, is to a baby wearing meeting. There's groups all over the country. We have friends that are doing SoCal baby wearers, and that's all over Southern California. Hey, Laura Brown. And there's groups in Chicago, like Chicagoland Baby Wearing. They're even doing an event this week. So we'll try to link some groups in the comments for you too. However, there's great groups that you can go to, and there's also baby wearing consultants or educators that can come into your home and help you with carriers. I look at baby wearing as a parenting tool, and a lot of products, you can just read the instructions, or they come out of the box and it's like you have to just assemble them. Baby wearing car seat strollers, like there's a little bit of a learning curve. So seeking out professional help is something that I really, really recommend, especially if you can't make it to a MommyCon, where we obviously have plenty of baby wearing education included in your admission price. Were there other things that were coming up too?
Yeah, what is the weight limit?
All right, so both of these carriers, the Moby Evolution and then the Moby FIT, are going to be 8 pounds to 30. So again, some newborns obviously weigh less than 8 pounds, but essentially newborn, you can go through toddlerhood. I'm going to be honest, I think these two products are best for newborn through the fourth trimester, going into maybe that 6-month mark, because at that point baby's going to be really curious, they're going to weigh more, and the fabric is going to maybe not feel as supportive as you need it to be once baby grows a bit more. And I use the term the fourth trimester, and if you're not familiar with that term, it means those first 12 weeks after baby is born. So those first 3 months, it's that additional trimester that they still need all the closeness they can get because they're no longer in your womb. All right, so I'm going to kick things off with the Evolution wrap. And this wrap is so soft. It is a viscose and cotton blend, and this is much thinner than the Moby Wrap that I used back in the day. I remember mine being very stretchy, and it was a thicker fabric, and because I had a winter baby, I didn't mind, but I've heard lots of parents say over the years, oh, wrap is so much fabric, it's so warm. Wraps have really come a long way. So the first thing I like to do is I'm just going to find my middle marker, which is right here. And I just like to, there's actually a couple different ways we're going to do it. So I like to do this method, which is I cross on the front, and I go over the shoulders, and then I pass the fabric through. So I'm doing this fast, not as fast as I would with my own children, but faster than a tutorial that you would see on like YouTube or on the company's website. And my reason for that is because if you're truly looking at this video from an education perspective, I would really encourage you to seek out an educator through YouTube if you can't be at an in-person meeting, such as like Amy Wraps Babies. And the key for making a wrap comfortable is that you want to not have the fabric twisted or bunched. So you want your passes to be able to move freely. So you just saw like that X on the back cross. And I like to do a lot of the tightening in advance because I know my baby is going to be small. And even though I'm using a doll today, I don't want to be doing a lot of retying. And what's nice about a wrap too, and especially the newer versions, is because the fabric is thinner, you can actually just wear this like in the car without baby, of course, and then when you get to your destination, you pop baby in. So that is just a simple way to tie it. I'm going to grab my fake baby, and with the pass that's closest to my chest, so you see that there's an X here, I'm going to put baby over my shoulder, and I'm going to slide baby in. And then my next step is I'm going to move the fabric over baby so that baby is fully supported. And it was actually just telling Michelle, like, it's been a while since I was wrapping either of my children. But wrapping was definitely a preferred carrying method for me. So now baby is safe and secure on me. However, there's going to be an additional pass, and that's going to be this piece. So I'm going to reach underneath baby, slide their legs through, and this is going to provide that extra bit of snuggly security. And I can see here that there's a little extra fabric. I did a pretty good job pre-tightening, but if you're like me and you like your carrier to kind of be perfect, I would definitely use a mirror because there's obviously the right and the wrong side of the fabric. And I'm just gonna tie again. And just like that, We are good to go. Baby is super snuggly. I wish Ethan was here. He was our little model yesterday. I foresee lots of baby wearing at the MommyCon offices soon. So this then is just a very simple way to wear the Moby Wrap. There's a couple different tying methods you can try out. With stretch wraps in particular, you're not going to be able to do some of the fancier finishes. So if you've seen some pretty elaborate things online, those are going to be using woven wraps. So stretch wraps, again, they start at 8 pounds for the Moby Evolution. It goes to 30 pounds. I preferred them for babies under 6 months personally, but everybody's different. And I don't think there's anything that can be beat than just having a snuggly wrap. There's a lot of SSCs, which is that soft structured carrier or a carrier with buckles now, that enable you to wear them from birth without inserts, and I think that's great. However, personally, I just love the snuggly nature of wraps. So how do you get baby out? So you're not going to untie it. All you're going to do is you slide this first pass down. Baby's legs come out. Always have one hand on baby. I'm going to reach in here, and just gently pull baby out. The baby's good to go. And again, you can wear this then in the car or around the house all day, and then get baby in and out if needed. And you're also able to nurse in it, which is really nice. So if you're thinking, okay, I love the idea of a snuggly wrap, but that's a lot of fabric, Exa, and I don't know how to tie it, and I'm overwhelmed by it. Well, I can say you're not alone. There are a lot of parents that are just like you and that want that snuggly feeling of wrapping, but don't want all that fabric. So Moby came out with a product that I really love. It's called the Moby FIT, and it takes some of that fabric and tying out of wrapping. So there's these rings on the back, which once you put it on, you don't really need to do too many adjustments. All you do is you slip it on like a shirt. And you remember how I had to do some tying to get that X across my chest? Well, there's none of that because it comes just as is. All right, so now I'm going to grab baby, put them on my chest. They're going to go through that inner pass of fabric. Actually, I'm a little twisted, so I'm going to make sure, just like in your wrap, that my passes are not twisted, because it's going to be more comfortable in the long run. So. All right, do over. Start with baby on my shoulder. I'm going to walk on baby's leg through on this side. Pull the pass over. Welcome baby through on this side. I'm going to spread the fabric around baby so he's nice and supported. This is a baby doll, so their legs don't really do this when they're actual humans. And then baby is now, they're safe, secure. However, we want that additional support. So before I do the this extra piece that I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you how to tighten. So I'm just going to come back here, and I'm going to pull and pull. And I'm going to pull. And I'm going to grab this piece of fabric. And this, again, is just that extra bit of support that you'll want around baby. And depending on your size, you'll either tie in front or in back. And just like that, you are now good to go. And this is the Moby FIT. And yes, we are giving one away, and one of the Moby Evolutions. So really exciting. This one is 100% cotton knit. It can be worn 8 to 30 pounds. And again, if you love the idea of a snuggly wrap, but you don't want to have to deal with all the fabric, or you love the idea of a carrier that's that one size fits all, this can be worn between a variety of caregivers of all different sizes, which is really nice. So now I get to answer questions. So I'd love to hear from you how old your babies are, and what carriers you've been using, what things you've learned during this baby wearing week. So please share. If you have questions about, me redoing a tie, slowing it down, I'd be more than happy to do that too. And of course, provide some online resources and in-person resources that you can connect with to learn all about baby wearing.
A lot of people are saying we could definitely use this for our lending library.
Oh, yay! Let us know which area you're in and what your baby wearing group's called. And if you're wondering what a lending library is or a learning library, those are through baby wearing groups traditionally, and it's where you can try on a variety of carriers, test them out, and learn from educators.
What's the main difference between the two you showed?
Okay, so the main difference is that the Moby FIT is it's technically two pieces. However, it's more of like that one piece, and it doesn't require really any time or like wrapping necessarily, but you get that same feel. So I'll show you just as far as the way the carriers look. So the Moby FIT has these two pieces. So this is your piece that's your support around baby. And then there's this piece, which is like the actual carrier itself. And it's kind of worn like a t-shirt. You slip it on over your head. It adjusts in the back with these rings. So that way you can pull and tighten it in all directions. Versus the Moby Evolution Wrap, which is one long continuous piece of fabric, and you do have to tie it. As far as like a comfort piece goes and simplicity, some people will think that wrapping is easier. Some people will think that this kind of one just throw it on and go is easier. As far as how it feels on the body, I personally just love wraps. I'm a big fan of stretchy wraps. If I was only able to have one carrier in that first few weeks home or few months home, I would most likely pick a stretchy wrap. However, if you're a caregiver and you're like, I can only afford one carrier for the duration of my child's life, that becomes a whole different conversation. But if you are able to have a couple different carriers at your disposal to use in the course of your baby's life, then I would say get a wrap, and then have the variety of an SSC, and then if you can swing it, get a ring sling. I mean, like just one of each type. That's all.
You have some 3-month-olds, 4-month-olds, 2-month-olds.
So snuggly. Okay, so all of you need these. So you need to enter to win, and if it doesn't apply to you or you don't want to win it, and then donate it to a lending library, share it with your friends who it might apply for. If you have used a Moby Wrap previously, I just really have to say the fabric of the Evolution is so soft. Like it is really, really soft. It's thin. It has a good amount of stretch, but it's not going to sag when you put baby's weight in it, so it'll be soft yet supportive.
And I looked this up, but how many colors does the Moby FIT come in? I saw 2 on their website.
So I've seen it in black and I've seen it in gray. I'm not familiar with other colors for the FIT. For the wrap, I'd say like 25.
Yeah,
30.
there's a lot.
There are so many different colors of the wrap, and there's different patterns, and there's these very beautiful like petunia pickle bottom inspired prints, and there's also solids. And then they also have other versions of their wraps. So this is the Evolution, and if you go onto Moby's website, you'll see that they have a variety of others. So you may want to just take a look and see which of their wraps is best for you.
Can you clarify that you need both pieces of the Moby FIT for safety? You have to use both pieces, right?
Yes, you do need both pieces.
Someone said, we love our Lily Baby Complete. Ring slings are my favorite.
Yeah.
Moby does have ring slings.
They do. They have a ring sling, and it's excellently priced. It's priced at about $50. So if you are looking to get into ring slings, I think it's a great first entry into ring sling love.
Someone said, I'm hoping to learn how to nurse in a carrier this week.
Oh, yeah. So depending on the carrier, depends how you would wear it. But, again, there's a little bit of learning curve. Once you get past it, you're going to be like, I own this. Yeah, and actually for somebody that asked about the fit, so it shows on the tag here. So you want this extra panel to provide that extra support for you and baby.
I have a 2-month-old and a 2-year-old. Is the 2-piece more comfortable than the original 1-piece? Is the fit more breathable?
Ooh, that's a really good question. So from a comfort perspective, I think that's really going to depend on the caregiver. I don't have sensitive shoulders. I have a sensitive like lower back. So for me, wrapping always was really nice because it didn't put pressure on my spine in the same way that like an SSC would. So I think that the best thing you can do is to try them in person if you can. However, from a breathability standpoint, I actually think the Evolution is a thinner fabric than the Fit. However, Moby also has other wraps that are the same thickness as the Fit. So depending on which carrier you go with will depend on that breathability factor.
Someone did say, can you show it again, please?
Yeah, which one? Both? I'll go through them both. I mean, it only takes a few seconds. So for the Fit, see how this carrier, and you're just going to put it on just like a t-shirt. And then, because I have all my hair, I'm going to show you on the shoulders here. You just want to make sure that they're not twisted. Because if they're twisted, it doesn't compromise the safety, but it does affect your comfort. So you want to make sure that you're going to be comfortable for the duration of time you wear baby. Grab baby. He's fake, obviously. I always say it just in case someone tunes in and they're like, oh my gosh, he's like just handling that baby so weirdly. Put baby in on one side. Put their leg in on the other. Spread the passes over baby. Baby is now good to go. However, you need the one last step, and that is this support belt that goes around you and baby. Now, if you found that, like, I have already adjusted this carrier so it was the right size for me and baby. However, you know, if you're trying it on for the first time, you may need to adjust the sides, and it's fully adjustable with the rings. There we go. And then to get baby up, pull this handle down, pull this one to the side, this one to the side, out.
Someone said, I love that it's not sized, makes it so much easier to share between caregivers.
Yes.
And someone asked, I heard these fit all kinds of sizes. Does that include plus size?
Yes, absolutely. These both will fit pretty much any size caregiver. I mean, I've seen moms that are, you know, a size 00 wear the carrier successfully, and I have seen, like, there's a guy that at our event, he was a linebacker for, okay, this is really bad. I have no, I think it's in a team in Atlanta, and it's not the Braves, but they do football, so whatever that team is. And that was in Atlanta a year and a half ago or so, and I saw him wear one. So, I mean, that just shows you that they fit such a huge variety of caregivers. And then because the person didn't specifically say which of the carriers they wanted me to do again, I'm going to show you the wrap. So again, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find my middle marker, which is done with their logo. Just going to slightly gather the fabric.
Falcons.
Falcons, there you go. See, it was some type of bird, right?
Always.
Always.
Eagles, Falcons.
Eagles, Falcons. I was like, oh, there's Cardinals. Is that the team? No. All right, well, I'm glad y'all have some football knowledge. All right, so again, just make sure carrier is moving freely. Right?
It's a little twisted.
Is it a little twisted? Again, the twists don't compromise the safety of the
Because
carrier.
someone did ask, they said it was twisted earlier.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a good question to
Yeah.
like, is that safety?
Yeah, it's not safety. It's more of just long-term comfort. So like if you sit back and you're like, oh, the wrap is, you know, I feel it gathered or I feel a twist because it's tightened around you. That's more of just for your comfort. Nothing to do with safety. And then I'm going to put both pieces through, and I'm going to do an X. And you can go over or under. It's up to you. I typically have this pass is the one that's closest.
She said, thanks for showing again. I love the print.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's really pretty. Alright, so pass is ready. and I'm going to place them on the interior pass, the one that's closest. One. And two. Fake baby's arms are stabbing me. And then I'm going to go through for the support belt. And just like that, you're good to go. And you can wear the straps like on your shoulders like this. You can spread them. Some people even flip them. And just like that, you're good to go. And this is the Moby Evolution 8 to 30 pounds. And yes, you can win one. Yay! So happy baby wearing week, everyone. Look out for the link. Make sure to share this video and hopefully you win.